Jay Leno's garage includes some crazy motorcycles, from vintage classics to modern retros. Some are so old they were first launched in 1912 and 1918. His collection, as vast as it is carefully preserved in his famous Burbank, California garage. This is part 2 of taking a peek into Jay Leno's massive motorcycle garage. Watch till the end to see one absolute monster of a bike. Number 10, 1918. Pope. One of the oldest and most interesting bikes in Leno's collection is his 1918 Pope. This motorcycle wasn't featured on Jay Leno's garage, but Jay did share it on an episode of My Classic Car. The Pope's controls are wildly different from modern bikes. For instance, the left pedal does double duty. Halfway down, it disengages the clutch, and fully pressed, it activates the brake. And those loose rubber grips on the handlebars that you can see here were designed for comfort on rough, unpaved roads. One of its coolest features is the cable-free twist grip throttle that is fully hidden inside the handlebars. As Jay said, this is a very, very expensive motorcycle. And very quick. Front and rear suspension, a hand clutch, a foot clutch, and a 3-speed transmission. Leno also owns gems like the 1912 Indian Single. It's crazy to know such old bikes are lying in his collection. Truly, his collection is unmatched. Number 9. The 1924 Ace Motorcycles, XP4. Motorcyclists, non-motorcyclists, it doesn't matter. Everyone likes this 1924 Ace motorcycle. It still looks like a superbike even after many years. The Ace motorcycle was the design of William Henderson and was the fastest production motorcycle in the world when it was introduced. However, riding this bike can be a little tricky as the controls are nothing like modern bikes. This bike's got a 78 cubic inch 4-cylinder engine, so it's smooth, powerful, and can hit 100 miles an hour. But stopping from that speed? That's a whole different story. And Leno gives us the full rundown on just how difficult this ultra-collectible bike is to ride. Bikes like this remind you of a time when American engineering led the world. And honestly, that's what I love about it. Number 8. 1974 Norton John Player Special. This particular motorcycle was bought brand new by Jay Leno for $3,000 and has been in his collection for over 45 years. This was the top-of-the-line model, inspired by the John Player racing team. Its bold fairings and twin headlights are head-turners, though not everyone was a fan of the looks. But Jay didn't care and fell for its 828cc parallel twin engine, delivering 60 horsepower at 6,200 revolutions per minute. Rubber mounts helped minimize those notorious British bike vibrations, making it surprisingly smooth to ride. Jay recalls scraping together the cash to buy it, thinking, "It was way too expensive, but it's been worth it." What do you think? Was it worth it? Let us know below. Number 7. MV Agusta 750 America. If Ferrari made motorcycles, MV Agusta 750 America would be it. Jay Leno has owned this masterpiece for over 37 years and says that this is the kind of motorcycle you put in your garage, grab a chair, and just look at it. With a 790cc 4-cylinder, 2-valve engine producing up to 85 horsepower, it's an icon of the post-war era. Jay calls it a long-legged bike, built for open roads, offering exceptional balance despite weighing over 500 pounds. Classic Italian design flows through every detail, from its elegant monopipes to the sand-cast engine casings. Back in 1977, it cost $6,000, making it nearly 3 times the price of bikes like the Triumph Bonneville, $1,400, or Harley-Davidson models, $2,000. MV Agusta also built helicopters. And those original brochures Jay saved in the 70s are now worth hundreds of dollars, reflecting the bike's cult status. As Jay puts it, you don't just ride this bike, you admire it. Number 6. 1981 Honda CBX. This 1981 Honda CBX holds a precious value for Jay, as it was the first ever brand new ride he ever bought. Jay bought this bike back in 1981 for $2,100, right after a crash forced him to replace his previous ride. What's amazing is that it's still completely original. From the paint to the exhaust, even the saddlebag setup, it's exactly as it was decades ago. The CBX was groundbreaking with its 100 horsepower, 6-cylinder engine, 6 carburetors, and 24 valves. At launch, it was the world's fastest production motorcycle, pushing 9,500 RPMs, though quickly surpassed by competitors. Jay jokes that the sound is creepy, almost like an F-15 fighter jet. Honda designed the CBX for long-distance comfort, adding a fairing, adjustable air suspension, and solid wind protection. However, complex engineering makes servicing difficult. Today, the Honda CBX is a sought-after collector's item, and Jay recognizes it as Honda's first big mistake in terms of sales, but a technical triumph. Number 5. Piaggio MP3 250. Next ride isn't a regular two-wheeler, but a three-wheeler that feels just like a motorcycle. The Piaggio MP3 250 is classified as a scooter, but has a sportier design and unmatched stability that prevents tipping over. It's interesting how the fully independent suspension and 40 degrees lean angle combine the dynamics of a motorcycle with added safety. It carries a 250cc liquid-cooled 4-stroke engine, delivering 60 miles per gallon and topping out at 80 miles per hour. Plus, the continuously variable transmission, CVT, makes shifting gears a thing of the past. Jay says it's perfect for riders hesitant to ride two-wheelers. Blindfolded, you might not even notice it's a three-wheeler. As Jay jokes, if your spouse thinks bikes are dangerous, show them this. It's safe, fun, and even commuter-friendly. It's clear that the Piaggio MP3 250 combines the practicality of a scooter, the performance of a motorcycle, and the safety of a three-wheeler. Number 4. 2017 Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer, Part 1. And the video up to now were mostly about Jay's timeless classics. But now, let's jump forward in time to retro modern masterpieces, starting with the 2017 Ducati Scrambler Cafe Racer. This Ducati is an 803cc air-cooled V-twin with 75 horsepower packed into a lightweight, 380-pound frame. Jay says, it's light, flickable, and handles great. And that's no exaggeration. With a 6-speed gearbox and a wet clutch, Ducati has ditched the noisy tambourine clutches of the past for something smoother and quieter. The single-seat design with a detachable cowl screams cafe racer, while the number 54 pays tribute to Ducati racing legend Bruno Spaggiari. And those bar-end mirrors don't vibrate, you can actually see what's behind. Jay sums it up best by stating, if you could have just one bike, this could fit the bill. Number 3. 2018 Triumph Bonneville Speedmaster. If you thought the Triumph Bonneville was just another classic bike, think again. The 2018 Triumph Bonneville Speedmaster is powered by a 1,200cc high-torque engine. It delivers 77 horsepower at 6,100 revolutions per minute and 78 pound-foot of torque at just 4,000 revolutions per minute. And this is what makes this bike feel way more powerful than it looks. Jay Leno puts it best. The torque makes you feel like you've got double the horsepower. Jay also calls it one of the most comfortable bikes he's ever ridden, comparing it to sitting in a big, easy chair. Back in the 70s, the Triumph Bonneville was an affordable classic at just $1,400. But the 2018 Speedmaster isn't about affordability, but also about luxury. As Jay says, this is the best Sunday morning ride ever. Does this beat 1,976 MV Agusta 750 America or not? Let us know in the comments. Number 2. 2020 Triumph Rocket 3. Ever wondered what it feels like to ride a motorcycle with the biggest engine in production? Jay Leno got his hands on the 2020 Triumph Rocket 3. And trust me, he has a lot to say about it. Jay's pretty clear that this bike is a monster, but it's one you can actually live with. It's got a massive 2,458cc 3-cylinder engine, which is the largest on any production motorcycle right now. That means insane power and torque. But Jay says it doesn't feel overwhelming. In fact, he was surprised by how smooth the engine is and how balanced the whole bike feels. For him, the seating position is a huge win. Jay loves the look of cafe racers but can't deal with that hunched-over position anymore. With the Rocket 3, he gets the same sporty vibes but with way more comfort. He even said it's a great middle ground. Sport bike power with cruiser comfort. What's even more insane is that, despite being a big bike, Jay is genuinely impressed with how manageable its weight distribution is. So yeah, this one's got the thumbs up from Jay. Number 1. Rocket II Trike. Now's the turn of the most unusual and wildest vehicles to stop by in Leno's garage, and that's the Rocket II Trike. This beast has a Hemi V8 engine with 1,000 horsepower and a front wheel so insane, it started as a 750-pound block of aluminum. And despite all that power, it runs on regular 91-octane gas, though you're only getting about 3 to 4 miles per gallon. Jay Leno is a huge fan of its proportional design, saying, "Most trikes look awkward, but this one is perfectly balanced." He also loves the dashboard, which is integrated into the supercharger, making the engine look even more imposing. The trike's creator, Tim Cottrell, jokes that police are more interested in admiring it than writing tickets. It's a work of art, and only Jay Leno could showcase something this wild. Jay Leno and his collection are a real treasure. As Leno says, "With a bit of luck, I reckon I've another 10 years or so in me before a crash finishes me off." Who knows what incredible bikes might roll into his collection next? Go watch part 1 if you haven't, and subscribe to the channel to never miss out on more such interesting videos in the future.